What's up, Royal Family? Noble Comics here, and as we discussed in our last video, the Tournament of Power is now over, and I did a poll over on my YouTube page to see what you guys want to see next when it comes to these types of tournaments. There were two real options, which were a street level tournament, being more martial arts based characters like Batman, Daredevil, Wolverine, etc. And then there was going to be a mid level tournament, which would include a lot more some more anime characters like the One Piece and Naruto universes, as well as Star Wars, and then some of the mid tier comic book characters as well. Definitely a lot more going on there. And the results have pretty much come in at this point. It looks like we are going to be doing that mid level tournament. And so I have created a little bit of a bracket here. I actually included 2 additional people compared to the last one, so I think we have 20 total participants. I shuffled the seeds around a little bit, and this is what the tournament bracket is going to look like. So as we can see here, round 1 is going to be Sanji from One Piece versus Iron Fist from Marvel Comics. Round 2, we're going to have Machamp, the Pokemon, versus Colossus from Marvel. Round 3 is Whitebeard from One Piece versus All Might from My Hero Academia. And then 4th, we have Itachi and Obito, both from Naruto. Then Might Guy from Naruto gets a bye. Akuma versus Starkiller is going to be the next main fight. Iron Man, Model Prime armor from Marvel, gets a bye as well. Then we've got Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender versus Naruto. Kenpachi from Bleach gets a bye. We'll have Ganondorf from the Zelda universe versus Luffy, maxing out at Gear 4. We're not going to go into Gear 5 here. Urshifu, the Pokemon, gets a bye. And then lastly, we have Silverfang from One Punch Man versus Darth Maul. I think this is going to be a fun one, and I'm really not sure who's going to win at this point, because the fun thing about this power level, this kind of mid-level of characters, is I feel like there is quite a bit of fluctuation between base power and max power, something like that. A lot of these characters have some sort of power-up or high-end feats when they push their limits to the max, which is what we're expecting to see in these death battle type fights. I think Iron Man is going to be a strong one just because comic book characters typically have pretty good feats. But Luffy, I've definitely got my eyes on. Naruto for sure. Curious to see how the Star Wars characters will fare, how you guys will vote on that. Obito and Itachi, I think, are 2 pretty strong characters too. Naruto's kind of stacked, honestly, with some of those guys. All Might will be curious. Kenpachi will be curious to see. I'm not huge into the Bleach lore, but I know a little bit about him. Whitebeard's an absolute monster. I'd like to see how he does. And maybe even Pokemon will pull through, because Pokemon can be surprisingly strong when you take into account what their moves actually are and what they're doing and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be an interesting one. I do like the variety. I think if anything, that's going to make it more difficult to judge, because the street level ones I think are easier to judge, right? Because you can usually do a lot of ABC logic, like this person has beat this person is stated to be more skilled than X, stuff like that, that you can kind of more easily get a result from. But these are going to be a lot more speculative. The only conflict I see right now is obviously Itachi versus Obito, both being Naruto characters. And then potentially if Colossus wins against Machamp, then he'd be fighting Iron Man, and they're both Marvel characters. Everybody else, at least for these first few rounds, look like they're going to be pretty independent, right? There's not going to be a lot of immediate conflict like that. So that will certainly be interesting to see, because in the last tournament, we had all the Dragon Ball characters, or at least half of the Dragon Ball characters, all fighting each other in the first 2 rounds, Hit fighting Gohan and Piccolo. So that kind of shut down their momentum immediately. So doesn't look like anything like that's happening. Should be exciting. Let me know if you guys are excited for this as well, and let me know who you think is going to win the tournament, just based on our initial contestants here. And one thing I did try and do as well is keep it kind of martial arts focused. Not totally, but I definitely want the characters to be more involved with actually fighting each other. Because some of the previous Tournament of Power, I think some characters weren't built that way. And whenever they go up against a character who is more martial arts based, I think that they are going to be more inclined to lose. I think we saw that with pretty much any non-Dragon Ball character going up against a Dragon Ball character. It's hard to envision them winning when one's fighting style is completely martial arts hands-on based and the other one is more not that, right? Like Superman versus Goku, which we've talked about 1,000 times by now, but that sort of thing here. And most of these characters, there are outliers, but most of these characters, I think, fit into that, to where the fights between them, I think we can visualize a lot better, and it would be a lot more interesting as well. That is the bracket. Again, let me know what you guys think of the bracket. Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? Who do you think's going to win? Do I need to make any changes? Is there like an outlier who you think's absolutely going to stomp? Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should do some sort of poll or something like that, so you guys can get preemptive votes on who you want to win. I don't know if I could set something like that up or not, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.